3 people have died and over 130 are injured after 2 bomb blasts, 12 seconds apart, rocked the finish line at the 117th Boston Marathon. You know, Mark, with the help of social media, there's so much amazing video and other elements coming in. I want to take a look at this video from a runner who was wearing a camera and actually captured the explosion. There are also some inspirational tweets that are making the rounds. There's former Patriots player Joe Andruzzi carrying a woman on Exeter Street. You know, I loved what this person tweeted, that this was the most important role he's played.
It was great to see that sort of heroic image of a football player doing something civically, you know, for people and carrying someone off.
Absolutely, and the bravery it takes to actually stay in that situation when you could be hightailing it out. Luke Russert tweeted this picture of a man and a first responder helping a woman in a wheelchair. A lot of these images coming out, right? And just an incredible reminder that even in the middle of this tragedy, we're strong, we are resilient, and Boston and the U.S. will continue to work through this together as a nation.
Absolutely. It's almost like we're on political timeout for a minute. And not everybody, but most of us said for a minute, you know, let's just think about the humanity of the people who are hurting, people who are suffering, people who couldn't find their loved ones, people who found out that their loved ones were injured or, God forbid, killed. To see us come together, struggle for each other, fight for each other was sort of beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there were some native New Englanders who were reacting on Twitter to the explosions in Boston. Mark Wahlberg tweeted, "Thoughts and prayers with my hometown Boston today." He was also joined by Ben Affleck, who wrote, "Such a senseless and tragic day. My family and I send our love to our beloved and resilient Boston." Joey McIntyre from New Kids on the Block. He was here on HuffPost Live a few weeks ago. He actually ran in the Boston Marathon, and he tweeted, "There was an explosion by the finish line about 5 minutes after I finished. I'm okay, but I'm sure that there are many hurt. Little did we know at the time how true that was going to be."
So amazing. That a normal day turns into this. You know, obviously we do this stuff all the time, and so it's not the first time we've encountered a tragedy, but it never gets old. It's always jarring to my system to see something like this, to hear that sense of terror in people's voices, the panic, you know, and again, the responses were great, but it's just, it's senseless. You know?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely senseless, and so many of those images are so haunting, right? So to have images that counter those of people acting heroically, we're going to talk a little bit later about some of the heroes that we've seen, but pretty amazing stuff.